Okay, calculate the perimeter of the pentagon below. Write an equation and show the work to receive full credit. Okay, so the perimeter of this polygon is really the lengths of each of the segments of it. So the perimeter is equal to the length of AB plus the length of BC plus the length of CD plus the length of DE plus the length of EA. Now, some of them are going to be really easy to calculate because they're just straight lines. If you look at EA, it's a horizontal line, so I could just count it. And you can show your work just by simply counting like this: 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I know that EA is 13 units. Okay, well, same thing with DC or CD. I can count here as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this guy is 9 units, and I'll substitute him right here. 9 units. Now the other ones, A, B, B, C, and EA, they all are not horizontal, so I have to use the distance formula. Now to keep it simple, what I'm going to do is just turn each of these into a right triangle. So I'm going to take AB and draw a line from here to here. So let's count. From A, how tall is this triangle? Well, it is 1, 2, 3, 4. So my change in Y is equal to 4. And then I look here. 1, 2, 3. So my change in X is equal to 3. So now the formula for AB is equal to the square root of the change in X squared plus the change in Y squared. And I just plug in the values I have. So X squared here is 3 squared plus 4 squared, which is equal to 9 plus 16 under the radical, which is equal to the square root of 25, which is simply equals 5 units. Now I can plug in AB, which is 5 units. Alright, BC, I have to do some same thing. I'll just do it this way. So I have, this is how wide it is, and this is how tall it is. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my change in Y is equal to 5 here, and my change in X, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So my change in X is equal to 6. So let's plug it in. CB is equal to the square root of the change in X squared plus the change in Y squared. And we'll plug in the values we have. So my change in X is 6 squared plus 5 squared, which is equal to the square root of the sum of 36 plus 25, which is equal to square root of 61. Now I'm going to leave it that way. I'm just going to plug it in plus the square root of 61. Now the last one is DE. So let's turn this guy into a right triangle, and let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Change in X equals 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Change in Y equals 9. And DE is equal to the square root of change in X squared plus change in Y squared, which is equal to 7 squared plus, let's check again, 9 squared, which is equal to the square root of the sum of 49 plus 81, which is equal to the square root of 130. So I'll punch that in here, 130 units. Now, what's really important is I add this correctly in the calculator. So let me get my calculator out. It's right here. turn it on. And let's punch it in. 5 plus the square root of 61. And I got to make sure I step out of it. I close the parentheses. Plus 9 plus the square root of 130, close parentheses, plus 13. Press enter, and I get 46.21200,393 units. But they asked us to round to the nearest tenth, and this is the nearest tenth. That's a 2. The one next to it is less than 5, so this guy rounds to 46.2 units.